What's going on? It's the Boom-BapHistorian back for, of course, another album review, and I'm really excited to bring this album review. I've been on this MC since probably 4 or 5 years now, out of Memphis. This is the latest project from Lukah with production Statik Selektah. So Lukah and Statik Selektah joined forces on this project, A Lost Language Found. This album was released on 6/20/2025. And for those that don't know, everybody probably knows Statik Selektah, so I'm not going to go into Statik Selektah. But Lukah is one of those MCs. You talk about the MCs that keep the boom bap style, going, keep that boom bap sound alive. That's what Lukah does, man. He is super dope, aggressive. I first got on to him in 2021 for Why Look Up, Gods in the Mirror. Then he followed that up with Raw Extractions, which is absolutely stellar. And then 2023 with Permanently Blackface, The First Expression. And here he is in 2025 teaming up with Statik Selektah. So you already know this is going to be filled with some really dope boom bap style, maybe some soulful stuff as well. And of course, from a lyrical standpoint, Lukah is just an absolute beast as well. His discography speaks for itself. And so here he is, A Lost Language Found. And this is another one that I was not, I did not know that was coming out. I think it popped up on when I looked through iTunes, like coming soon in the hip hop section. And I was like, oh shit. And I knew this album was going to be fire. I knew it was going to be one of my favorite albums of the year. I already knew it, and of course it was. So let me get into the track list. This album is for 14 tracks. It does clock in at 1 hour and 7 minutes, so it's pretty lengthy. But this is a fantastic album. So let's get right into it. It starts off with Words Drenched in Acid, South Still Speaking featuring Killer Mike, and much like the last project that I just did a review for the Machacha one, it's basically the same for this. It's damn near flawless. There almost is not any track that I just didn't care for. It's just there may be one or two that I didn't care as much as the others, but they were still fantastic. So you're not really going to hear me say much for that, because I enjoyed this whole project as a whole. So South Still Speaking featuring Killer Mike, Broadcasting, Mere Discussions, Native Tongues is track 5, 6 is Shredded Speech featuring Bun B. And of course Bun B, we're doing his work with Statik. It's a perfect feature. Even the Killer Mike one too. It worked. It's just so good. Excuse me. Talk of Maine and Bruh, Strange Linguistics featuring Terminology, Propane and Passport Rav for Concrete Idioms, Wineglass Remarks featuring Jay Worthy, A Love Language featuring Everyday Saints, Monologue for My Dogs featuring Stooky Bros and Everyday Saints, My Sermon featuring 8 Ball, another fucking fantastic feature too. To bring 8 Ball out on this track with cuts is just fucking dope, because I always said that I think Lost is the album that 8 Ball dropped very late, maybe very late in the 90s, early, like right around 98, 99. I always thought that was one of the best albums that come out, particularly in that year, but I think it's one of the most underrated double albums ever released. But to hear him on that track was really dope. And then it finishes off with Power Dialogue. But this is just an absolutely phenomenal album. I enjoyed every aspect of this album, from the production to the lyricism. Again, you had there's a few cuts. I thought there'd be a little bit more. You have cuts on Native Tongues, and then My Sermon. And the one thing about Native Tongues, excuse me, Lukah, probably his best vocal performance is on that track. He absolutely he murdered that track, Native Tongue. So, but this is just a fantastic project, man. This is two just incredible projects that dropped, the Machacha, and here we are with Lukah and Statik Selektah, A Lost Language Found. This album was released on 6/20/25, and the rating for this one is going to be 4.5 mics. Absolutely dope album. Loved every minute of it. Stellar production, stellar lyricism. Definitely a project you need to get on. So check this one out, and then do yourself a favor if you haven't, and go check out the previous projects by Lukah. All right. As always, stay tuned. A lot more reviews coming your way.